A very good morning to our lecturer, Sir Fikri. Today, me and my group, we're gonna explain about our encyclopedia of the great Argus and Mirtesi. So, next page. So this is our trip. We went to Hussein Fauzi Farm, and my name is Marian Rachel Victor.
And my name is Nur Aida Shazvin.
My name is Nur Ajwa binti Azmi.
My name is Nur Adana Shaira binti Bakri.
My name is Siti Maisara.
Okay, so this is our ebook cover, and the next page. So this is the animal which we have chosen. It's called the great Argus. So the great Argus is a large species of pheasant from Southeast Asia. It's also known for its impressive plumage and courtship behavior. So this is the image of the great Argus. So next. Hold on. So next we'll start with the taxonomy of the great Argus. So the domain is Eucaryota. So basically it's a creature with a membrane bound nucleus that belongs to the domain Eukarya. Next, for the kingdom of the Argus is Animalia. So these are animals with multicellular and eukaryotic being that belong in the Animalia kingdom of life. Next, for the phylum is Chordata. So basically, this is the type of it's a type of development at the early stages of the animal, which has a dorsal nerve cord and a notochord cord at same stage. So next is the class. The class of this bird belongs to aves. So it is a class that usually is characterized by beaks and the laying of hard-shell eggs. Next, the order is Galliformes. It's an order of heavy-bodied ground-feeding bird that include turkeys, chicken, quails, and other landfall. So next, so the family is from Phasianidae of the bird. So it's basically a family of heavy grounded living birds. Next, the genus is Argusianus. That's the genus. And lastly, the species of this bird is called A. argus. So it's a scientific name for the great Argus. So next.
So next, I will talk about the habitat. So the great Argus is native to the jungles of Borneo, Sumatra, and the Malay Peninsula in Southeast Asia, such as you can see, that is the picture of great Argus. So next, I will pass to the other person.
So the diet of these great Argus birds is usually forest floor. It's also known as a detritus or duff. It's a compound of a forest ecosystem that serves as a bridge between the live above ground portion of the forest and the mineral soil. So next, it also eats seeds. So it may swallow seeds from grasses, shrubs, and other vegetation found in their native habitat. And lastly, they also eat fruits. Yes, next.
So next, I will talk about behavior of great argus. First one is mating dance. The male great argus create a visually performance with colorful and elaborate feathers, including stomping, dancing, and extending its wings. The male great argus will clear an open spot in the forest and prepare a dancing ground. The dance is conducted in a designated place called a lake, where guys gather to compete for the attention of girls. And then the female great argus is less colorful and complex than the male, and she choose a mate based on the male display. So next about nesting. For nesting is specific for the female great argus. They build their nest on the ground in the hidden thick bushy. The nest is simple because it was covered with leaf. So next.
Okay, so next I will talk about physical characteristics. So for male great argus, the great argus is a huge pheasant native to Southeast Asia. Male great argus has blue head and neck, rufous red upper breast, black hair-like feathers on the crown and neck, and have a red legs. For the female great argus, the female great argus looks similar to the male but lacks the long, intricate tail feathers that the male has, and has a paler blue head. Next. Next is the life cycle of the great argus. So the first one is egg. The female great argus lays 2 eggs in a leaf-litter nest on the forest floor. The female incubates the eggs for 21 to till 23 days. Next is chicks. The chicks hatch with downy feathers and can leave the nest within a few hours. They are altricial, which means they are helpless and rely on their parents for nutrition and care. The mother feeds the chicks for up to 3 months. Next is juvenile stage. After 3 months, the chicks can fly and begin to seek for their own food. They retain their juvenile plumage, which is duller than the adult plumage. Juveniles take about 2 till 3 years to reach full adult size and plumage. For the final stage is adult. Adult great arguses are solitary birds that inhabit the rainforest. They are omnivores who consume a wide range of fruit, insects, and small mammals. Males are famed for the extravagant courtship displays, which involve fanning out their long wing and tail feathers to attract females. Next.
So next is the Indian peafowl. So we'll start with the taxonomy again. Next. So the taxonomy of this, firstly, is the domain is eukaryota. It's the same thing where the creature with a membrane-bound nucleus that belongs to the domain eukarya. It also includes all animal, plants, fungi, and many uncellular creatures. Next, the kingdom of these animals is also Animalia. Next is phylum, Chordata, and followed with the class Aves. This bird also belongs to the class of aves that are usually characterized by feathers, its beak, and the laying of hard shell eggs. And the order is also Galliformes because this bird has a heavy-bodied ground such as turkey and chicken and quails and other landfall. And next, The family is Phasianidae. It's also a family of heavy ground living birds. And genus is Argusianus. And next is the habitat.
So next, I will talk about the habitat of peafowl. Peafowl are spreading to Sri Lanka and also in India, where they are the national bird. They live in open woodland near streams, farm regions, and Buddhist and Hindu temples. They may be found in both tropical and dry environment and love warm weather. Their habitat is an open tropical seasonal forest with trees for roosting. They frequently stay near year-round water source like rivers and creeks. So next.
So next, the diet of a peafowl is usually plants, flower petals, seed heads, insects and other arthropods. Reptiles and amphibians are the primary food of peafowl. While peafowl usually eats food by scratching around the leaf litter early in the morning or late at night. During the warmest part of the day, they retire to the woods for shade and security. These birds are not discriminating eaters and will consume practically everything that can fit in their beak and digest. They actively hunt insects such as ants, crickets, termites, as well as millipedes, as shown at the above, and other arthropods and small animals. Indian peafowl also consume small snakes in their diet. Next.
So next, I will talk about the behavior of peafowl or peacocks. Peacocks have a luxurious feather to demonstrate power and to attract peahens for breeding. Peahens is called for the female peafowl. They dance around, shake their feathers, and make noises to attract peahens. Peafowl is a polygamous animal. The male peafowl, which is peacock, will try many peahens. After mating. Peahens lay eggs and then sit on them for the 28 days. There is the chicks, known as peachicks, and can begin mating when they are 2 or 3 years old.
Next, I will explain about physical characteristic of peafowl. So for the male peafowl, sometimes known as peacocks, are distinguished by a colorful feather fan around their rump, which they frequently show for females. These feathers are extremely colorful with dazzling tones of bright green, blue, and white. The male's body length ranges from 100 to 115 cm, reaching an astonishing 195 to 225 cm with its tail frame. Males weigh between 4 to 6 kg. Next is female peafowl. Female peafowl or peahens are less colorful than their male counterpart. They have mostly lightish brown feathers with a metallic green neck, rufous brown heads with a similar crest to the male, and dark brown breasts with glossy green highlight. The underparts are white. Next. Next is the life cycle of peafowl. The first one is mating. To attract a mate, the male peafowl shows his iridescent multi-hued tail. Females may select mates based on the size and quality of a certain display. If available, male peafowl will form a harem of many females. Next is egg. After mating, the female peafowl will lay a clutch of 3 to 6 eggs. She will incubate them for around 29 days without assistance from the male. Chicks. The newly hatched chicks have flight feathers and can fly short distances within 3 days of hatching. For the first several months, the chicks live with the peahen and learn how to eat, care for their feathers, and converse with other peafowl. Last one is adult. Within a year, peafowl are nearly completely mature. 2 years old resemble adults, but their tails lack the distinctive eyes or sleeve. They become sexually active around the age of 3. In the wild, peafowl can live for up to 20 years. Next.
So next is about the habitat of jungle fowl. Habitat of jungle fowl are mostly found in southern Asia in Indian forests. They can be found in tropical wet forests, mangrove, scrub areas, tea and palm oil plantation, and agricultural field. Jungle fowl like disturbed areas and edges, which are both natural and artificial. Jungle fowls also attract to areas that have ripe fruit or seeds, including fruit plantation, fields of domestic grain, and stand of bamboo. So next is about behavior jungle fowl. Behavior with jungle fowl, red jungle fowl typically live in flocks of one to a new male and several female. Within flocks, male exhibit dominance hierarchies, with dominant males mating with females within their flocks and protecting them from rival. Rival means the enemy. And while hens are less competitive than males, they still maintain their own hierarchy or ranking among the flocks. This hierarchy gives them control over and access the food and other resources. The higher ranking hens are receiving special benefit because they can control others. So next, I will pass to the next person.
So the next animal which we have chosen is jungle fowl. So jungle fowl are only 4 living species of the genus Gallus in the bird order Galliformes, found in South and Southeast Asia. So one of the species in this genus, the red jungle fowl, is historically significant as a direct ancestor of the domestic chicken. However, the grey jungle fowl, Sri Lankan jungle fowl, and green jungle fowl are all true to have been involved. So next. So next, the taxonomy of jungle fowl is also the same, where the domain is Eukaryota, the kingdom is Animalia, and phylum is Chordata. Class is apes. It's also a heavy grounded chicken type of body, and the order is Galliformes. And lastly is the family is Fascinati. Yeah. Next. So the jungle fowl has 4 type of species. First is the red jungle fowl, Sri Lankan jungle fowl, green jungle fowl, and lastly is the grey jungle fowl. So these are the images of the 4 type of species. Next. So for the diet, they're actually omnivores by nature. So usually their diet consists of insects, particularly termites and flying ants, which emerge at dawn and sunset. They also rake the ground for crustaceans and roots, fruits and seeds. Next.
Next is physical characteristic for jungle fowl. For the male jungle fowl, also known as cocks, have a fleshy comb, lob wattles hanging below the bill, and a high arched tail. The male red jungle fowl's feathers are bright red, orange, gold, brown, grey, white, olive, and metallic green. His 14 tail feathers appear black in low light but are actually blue, purple, and green. His neck and back are covered in golden feathers. He carries a red comb and wattle. Next is female jungle fowl. The female jungle fowl is distinguished by its rusty brown plumage, speckle neck, and small comb. Female jungle fowl are slimmer than tame chicken. The female jungle fowl is well concealed and has flexed plumage. Next. Next. So the life cycle of jungle fowl, the first stage is an egg. The female jungle fowl lays eggs, which begins the life cycle. She will incubate them for about 21 days with no help from the male. Next, hatching. Once the incubation time is over, the eggs hatch, the chicks emerge. Chicks are precocial, which means they are born in a somewhat advanced state, with eyes open and to move quickly after hatching. Next is chick. The chicks remain close to their mother for protection and instruction. They learn important skills like foraging, finding food, and avoiding predators. The last one is adult. The jungle fowl matures and adults have fully developed plumage and physical characteristics. They are now ready to mate and contribute to the species' reproductive cycle. Next.
So for the plant, we choose Myrtaceae family. So the murder family is a family of dicotyledonous plant placed within the order Metallus. Murder, Putaquia, Beram tree, Guava, allspice are some notable members of this group. All species are woody and contain essential oils and have flower parts in multiples of 4 or 5. Next slide. So the next slide is I will talk about history. Myrtaceae were divided into two subfamilies. Firstly, subfamily Myrtaceae is about 75 genera was recognized as having fleshy fruits and opposite, and also entire leaf. Secondly, subfamily Leptospermordiae, about 18 genera were recognized as having dry and capsule, also leaf arranged spirally or alternate. So this is our ebook. We also put some some fruits, which is guava and allspice. Next. Next is ecology. The Assyrian king parrot, crimson rosella, and others have all been recorded eating the berries, as well as brush-tailed possums and flying fox. And also ring-tailed possums are eating fresh leaf. So I will pass to Aiza for the next slide.
So I will explain about the endangered species plan. So we choose three. First, Syzygium paniculatum. So for the species, for the common name, first is magenta lily, magenta cherry, bruce cherry, daguba, and scrub cherry. So this plant is from Mytecha family, and then this plant also come from Australia, from Jervy Bay to Queensland. For habitat, the rainforest often alone for the water course. For the grow habit, evergreen scrub or small tree, and then leaf upside glossy green tree to 3 cm long above it shape. Next. So next, for the endangered species, Syzygium paniculatum plant, which is first is habitat loss and fragmentation. For example, clearing a rainforest for development and agriculture has significantly reduce the available habitat for this species. And then chance phyrigemus, which is this can increase the frequency and intensity of the white flag due to the climate change can we devastate magenta lily pilly population. And for the third is competition from invasion and loss of the dispersers. For example, the magenta lily release on the native animal like flying fox and reforest bird to depress its seed. However, the population of these animal are also due habitat loss and other threat. And then next. So for the second, we choose the Syzygium jumbo, original from Southeast Asia, habitat tropical and subtropical regions, and average evergreen tree growth up to 30 feet tall with the glossy green leaf and cluster of the fragrant pink flower. For the fruit, round or oval shape with the white pinkies and white pinky flesh and a single seed. Okay, for the use, the plant can use for commonly eating fresh, but can also be used in jam, jelly, and juice. Next. Okay, for the endangered species, Syzygium jumbo plant is the disease and the limited dispersal. And next. Okay, for the third, we choose Syzygium junis, and from the West America, and the species we associate with the second and first plant. For habitat is tree right. Sorry. For the grow habit, can grow a scrub, bush, or small medium-sized tree, reaches up to the 30 meter. And then for the common name, West America called waterberry, woodland waterberry, Kuning waterberry, and Kokisa mambara. And then for the endangered species for this plant. Next. Okay, so actually, the endangered species plant, same with the others plant because the plants come from the same family. Next, plant pathology we have four, which is exploring the fleet. And then second, pathogen identification, and then disease development, environment factor. Next. For the control strategy, we choose three. First, preventive measure, and that is often the invoice culture practice like maintaining good sanitation, proper watering, and fertilization. And then for the physical and logical control, certain method like using thread for the insert pads or introduce beneficiation that spray on harmful pathogens can offer acceptable control solution. And then for the chemical control, and then for the last, we choose the chemical control. Next. Okay, for the last, about the fertilizer, which is organic versus synthetic. And then for the fertilizer, we choose three. First, nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium. Okay, that's all for me. Thank you.
That's all from us. Thank you.